Okay.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, morning. Good morning, sir. Why are you sitting down there?
He chose to say, I try to be.
What is that? This is
The 2023 presidential election was one that taught every politician in this country that there is power in numbers. Bola Ahmed Tinubu winning that election was because of a divided house. The oppositions were divided, and a lot of you said he rigged the election. Of course, we know he did, but the reason why he was able to successfully rig that election was because the numbers that would have fought against him were divided. I am sure that the politicians are aware that the reason why they were not able to beat Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the poll and by rigging is because they were divided. That is the reason ever since the election was done and dusted, there have been meetings upon meetings, opposition parties meeting together, there have been talks of alliance merger going on, and one of the biggest merger that we are all looking towards is Atiku and Peter Obi linking up once again in 2027 against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But here is the real crux of the matter. The real crux of the matter is this time around is not going to be only Atiku and Peter Obi against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There are a whole lot of politicians that are ganging up against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You have someone like Erufai, you have someone like Kwankwaso. The numbers are much. Mr. Peter Obi is not even relenting. He has also been making his inroad, especially in the north. I want you to listen to this.
Before we go, let's tell you that the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, has held a closed-door meeting with the 2023 Kano Central senatorial candidate for the ruling APC, Alhaji Abdulsalam Zara. The meeting is one of the latest of meetings that some have described as moves by the Labour Party presidential candidate to broaden its political alliance ahead of the next elections in 2027. Although neither Mr. Obi nor Mr. Zara made any statement to the press after the discussion, with both gentlemen maintaining that the meeting was a private matter, but some persons believe Mr. Obi's visit may not be unconnected with his ongoing efforts to build coalition of leaders from across Nigeria's political spectrum. And that's it on the program. Thank you so much for your time and company.
All hope is not yet lost, my people. Opposition leaders are meeting at different corners. The agenda is very simple. That in the midst of all these commotions, that we should have the courage to come together, pick our pieces, and forge a strong front. We will put them where they belong. In Igbo they say, Kim and Kozo.
Now you've got to understand what is happening. Atiku and Mr. Peter Obi having dinner together is not just about just having dinner. There are a lot of discussions. I can tell you authoritatively that there are a lot of discussions going on about a possible merger, and it's not just between Atiku Abubakar and Mr. Peter Obi, but I know that there are a lot of concerns, as many people are asking, who is going to be the presidential candidate? This is the question on the lips of many people. Will Atiku Abubakar sacrifice his presidential ambition? Atiku Abubakar, just like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is an ambitious person. He has always wanted to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But Atiku Abubakar knows that he shot himself on the foot. Atiku Abubakar would have become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria if he had supported Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in the 2015 presidential election. But he ganged up against Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, helped to form APC, which subsequently led to the emergence of President Muhammadu Buhari, and since APC became the ruling party, they have conquered everything. The judiciary, the National Assembly, the security personnel, every institution in this country is under the control of the APC. That's why it seems like it is very, very difficult to defeat APC in an election in this country. Atiku Abubakar still believes that he has an opportunity to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is the reason why you keep seeing him emerging as the flag bearer of the PDP. But as it stands now, PDP is in chaos. PDP is in disarray. Wike, who happens to be a PDP member, is working for APC and is being used to destabilize the PDP internally. As long as Nyeso Wike remain a key member in the PDP and also working for the APC, it is impossible for PDP to present a formidable force against Bola Tinubu in 2027 general election. Of course, this is the game plan to ensure that PDP is destabilized. Now, the ruling party is not only targeting PDP, they are also targeting Labour Party. Remember, since after the election, Labour Party has been embroiled in a lot of crisis to the point that INEC said that they are not going to recognize Julius Abure-led National Working Committee as the chairman of the Labour Party, which is constitutional because Julius Abure's tenure ended in June. Julius Abure was meant to conduct a convention, but he conducted an illegal convention that returned him and his National Working Committee as the leadership of the Labour Party. And INEC said that they did not recognize that convention. They will not recognize him and his National Working Committee as the leaders of the Labour Party. But guess what? Julius Abure went to court and got a kangaroo ruling. The court has now asked INEC to recognize Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party, and INEC has made a U-turn recognizing Julius Abure as the chairman of the Labour Party. Like I said earlier, APC have succeeded in capturing every institution in this country, including the judiciary. That's the reason why they are giving ruling to favor Julius Abure so Labour Party can be kept destabilized. Labour Party and PDP are the two formidable parties that would pose a challenge to Bola Tinubu re-election in 2027. If the crisis in this party continues, then it means that Bola Tinubu will cruise to victory in 2027 general election without even the help of INEC or the judiciary. Of course, Atiku and Mr. P2B are aware of the crisis in the Labour Party and the PDP. They are aware of the plans of the ruling party Bola Tinubu to destabilize the platform they use in conducting their election in 2023. That is the reason why a lot of talks, merger, alliance are going on ahead of 2027 general election. Only alternative in front of them now is to form a mega party, and that is what I believe they are discussing. Peter Obi already has his 6 million block vote that is allocated to him by the Obedient movement. Anywhere Mr. P2B goes, the Obedient will follow him. Any party Mr. P2B choose to contest to today, Obedient will follow him. In fact, leaving the PDP to the Labour Party was one of the biggest things that Mr. P2B has ever done in his political career. Mr. P2B went to an unknown Labour Party, conducted the election within 6 months and got 6 million plus votes that was allocated to him by INEC. Everyone knows that Mr. P2B won that election. Mr. P2B has shown what he is capable of doing at the national scheme of things. Mr. P2B has shown that he is not a pushover. Even someone like Kwankwaso that was denigrating Mr. P2B in the 2023 presidential election because he is from the east, saying that nobody from the north will vote for Mr. P2B because Mr. P2B is an Igbo man, is not respecting Mr. P2B. Kwankwaso has openly said that he is going to become Mr. P2B vice president if the chance presented itself again in 2027. So you can see that Mr. Peter Obi is the bride of Nigerian politics today. Anyone that wants to form a mega party with Mr. P2B is forming a mega party with someone that have a 6 million plus block vote unadulterated, and in 2027 that block vote will definitely increase. This is the exact thing that Tinubu did prior to the 2015 presidential election. He went and met President Muhammadu Buhari, who has lost 3 consecutive presidential elections. President Buhari has 9 to 10 million block vote coming from the north alone. That was a massive vote for anyone to have. The alliance between the north and the southwest was what gave birth to APC and the subsequent victory of President Muhammadu Buhari. That alliance was unbeatable, and this is what every politician in Nigeria is eyeing today. Mr. Peter Obi is the only politician that can replicate what President Muhammadu Buhari replicated in 2015 presidential election. Atiku Abubakar is aware that he contested under a known and formidable party, PDP. The vote he got in the last election is entirely not his vote. Of course, prior to the 2023 presidential election, he was boasting that he has 11 million block vote, but he contested that election with Mr. Peter Obi when Peter Obi left the PDP and contested under the Labour Party. He now realized that the person that has that block vote is Mr. Peter Obi, not him, Atiku Abubakar. This is the reason why Atiku Abubakar has been doing everything possible to ensure that he gets Mr. Peter Obi by his side. Atiku Abubakar is not the only one looking for Mr. Peter Obi. Kwankwaso is looking for Mr. Peter Obi. Erofai is looking for Mr. Peter Obi. As a matter of fact, all the northern political oligarchs, they all want Mr. Peter Obi to form an alliance to unseat Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2027 general election. But like I said earlier, the question on the lips of everyone is, who is going to be the presidential candidate? Who is going to fly the ticket? Because I don't think that Obedient will want to vote for any other presidential candidate aside Mr. Peter Obi. But whatever it is, 2027, we are going to see how the political event is going to unfold. Circumstances is, all we are aware is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not returning as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2027 general election, because this man has blown away his chance. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next video.